Psalm 23, a cornerstone of biblical literature, attributed to King David, stands one of the most cherished and frequently cited passages in the Bible. This psalm resonates with a profound sense of comfort, security, and assurance in divine guidance, portraying a beautiful metaphorical relationship between the believer and God, exemplified through the imagery of a shepherd tending to his sheep. This exploration of the text delves into its nuances, expressing its intent with clarity and depth. The opening verse, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," immediately establishes an intimate and personal relationship with the divine. By likening God to a shepherd, the psalmist indicates a relationship characterized by care, guidance, and provision. In this context, "I shall not want" signifies a profound trust in God's provision, implying that with the Lord as the shepherd, all needs will be met, eliminating any sense of lack or deficiency. "He maketh me to lie down in green pastures, he leadeth me beside the still waters." This verse paints a picture of tranquility and peace. Green pastures symbolize abundance and fertility, places where the sheep can rest and graze, indicative of a life nurtured by divine sustenance. Still waters, typically juxtaposed with turbulent ones, represent peace and calmness. The implication here is that God leads followers to places of rest and serenity, away from the chaos of life. "He restoreth my soul, he leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake." To restore the soul can mean to rejuvenate, heal, or revitalize one's inner being. This notion speaks to God's role in renewing the spirit and providing moral guidance. The paths of righteousness suggest a life lived in accordance with divine principles, a journey led by integrity and rectitude. Doing so for his name's sake reflects God's inherent nature of goodness and implies that this guidance is an expression of his divine character and faithfulness. The phrase, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me," introduces a theme of courage and divine presence in times of extreme danger and uncertainty. The valley of the shadow of death can be interpreted as life's most challenging and perilous moments. Yet the psalmist expresses an unwavering confidence and lack of fear, attributing such courage to God's continual presence. "Thy rod and thy staff they comfort me." In ancient shepherding, the rod and staff were essential tools used for guidance and protection. The rod symbolized authority and discipline, while the staff was used for support and rescue. Here they serve as metaphors for the comfort and security derived from God's protective oversight and corrective intervention. "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over." This line shifts to the imagery of a gracious host preparing a banquet. To prepare a table in the presence of enemies conveys a sense of honor, providence, and vindication amidst adversity. Anointing with oil is a traditional sign of blessing or consecration, and a cup that runneth over denotes abundance, overflowing with blessings beyond measure. Finally, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever," concludes with an affirmation of lifelong divine benevolence. Goodness and mercy are like loyal companions accompanying the believer throughout life's journey, assuring continuous divine favor. The aspiration to dwell in the house of the Lord forever reflects a desire for eternal communion with God, signifying enduring peace and unity with the divine presence. In essence, Psalm 23 articulates the complete and encompassing care of God, reassuring the believer of guidance, provision, protection, and eternal presence. This psalm remains a profound testament to faith, capturing the essence of trust and divine relationship that brings peace and courage into the human experience, inviting believers to rest in the assurance of God's unending faithfulness and love.